This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by Team Eubank, Ronnie Davies. Ronnie, talk to me. It got a bit heated in that press conference. I didn't expect it to go as far as it did. Are you surprised at all at what we saw on stage?
Yeah, I think it got a bit too personal myself, but I mean that's boxing, isn't it? There's obviously a genuine hate there. I wouldn't have thought so, but I mean I think the hate side is more on Liam's side, because Eubank's not like that. He just wants to win the fight. Yeah, it got too personal in my opinion, but that's boxing, isn't it?
Is it a sort of a shame that we have to sort of build a fight like that, and it's not just off the back that they're both world-class athletes and boxers, but things like that do spill over? I mean, it's great for us, great for entertainment, but you sort of think, well, this fight should sell itself, shouldn't it?
It should do in a lot of ways, but there's no harm in what they've done. I mean, they're there to entertain, they're there to bring the crowds in. I think exactly what they've done.
How's Chris been throughout camp? What's he looked like under Roy Jones? You've obviously had a watchful eye over him like you have throughout his career. Have you seen subtle differences since obviously Roy's been added to the team, and what are the changes from when you first had him to how he is now?
Well, there will be certain changes. He's made certain changes, which I think will be for the better. At least he listens to him. We never listen to me half the time. But he still won the fights, didn't he? Yeah. No, it's all working well. I work well with Roy Jones. We talk a lot and things like that, and he's on the same wavelength as me, and I'm the same wavelength as him. It's no one's over each other really. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Liam Smith, former world champion, obviously did his business in the weight division below. What's the dangers that he brings to this fight? Obviously experience, he's been in there with Canelo, Jaime Munguia, so he's won his world title as well. What are the dangers with Liam Smith that you've got to be wary of coming into this fight?
Well, one thing, he's not going to be weight drained, which I think he has been for a lot of his fights, and he still performed then. I think he's a very underestimated fighter. I've got great respect for him and his family, his brothers, his father. He's a good fighter, Liam Smith, and he's had to be 110% fit for this fight to beat him.
When Chris says he's coming into this 50%, I know from your point of view, I know he's an entertainer, it's a build-up, but you wouldn't want a 50% Chris Eubank Jr. going in there with Liam Smith, would you?
Well, if he did that, he'd get beat, wouldn't he?
Where do we see the future for Chris, his goals and ambitions in the sport? He's still chasing that elusive, quote-unquote world title. We know he was there with the WBA interim. Is that where it is for him? I know he won't be looking past Liam, but is the goal a Golovkin at a big stadium fight so he can, put his name further up in lights and try and get that belt?
Yeah, that's what he wants. He's still there for it.
Conor Benn, a lot of talk about this. We don't know what's going to happen with him. We see Instagram stories go out when he talks about my innocence will be proven and things like that. Is that a fight you can still see happening down the line, but obviously this time maybe on a bit different terms?
Yeah, definitely. It'd have to be at a middleweight. It'd have to be at 160. Yeah, I can definitely see that coming off. That'd be another good fight, because I still rate Conor Benn, and yeah, we'll see.
Chris mentioned in the build-up that this was an easier fight than the Conor Benn fight, because he mentioned about Liam, we know what he's going to do. Sort of saying that Conor's a bit more unpredictable, but from your point of view, I think Roy referenced it on stage that this is a tougher fight. Is that how you see it? Is this naturally a tougher fight for Chris than the Conor fight?
Oh, without a doubt. One, he's a lot bigger, and also he's fought at the highest level.
What's your heart saying that happens on Saturday night in terms of Liam Smith? Do you think Chris will be able to impose himself on Liam and get him out of there, or do you think he'll do the business over the 12 rounds? I know you've got a game plan and you'll never say what he's exactly going to do, but what's your heart saying that happens in there, the end result?
I think Eubanks points him or maybe stops him later rounds. Whatever happens, it won't be an easy fight.
Okay, Ronnie Davies, look, I appreciate you giving us some of your time. Thanks for talking to Boxing Social, and we'll catch up after the fight.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks, sir.